We are going to talk about key trends in insurance industry and how open source is driving digital transformation. What we are going to see, what are basically things disrupting this industry. And we know technology has been there for a long time. Industry has been using technology, but in recent times, this technology is actually disrupting the whole process of the industry. It is creating giving new ways of doing business. As to what are the ways it is impacting the industry, then we have this way of great resignation. What does that mean is to the industry is that availability of talent is a big challenge. To attract new talent, to retain talent is a big challenge because this industry, as we saw, always depended on people. It's been there for a long time, and so it depended a lot on people's deep domain knowledge. And today, all of a sudden, now you have this uh, stress on availability of people. Key talent is creating a lot of challenges for the industry. Then we have this new kind of companies on the market. These are technology first companies and who are offering insurance products, who are changing the very nature of way of doing business in the insurance industry. COVID-19, we all know, it has really disrupted every industry, especially in the insurance industry. It's been almost 2.5 years. We call it as COVID-19. We are in 2022 now. It basically impacted the people connect. It impacted the face-to-face contacts, and this industry depended so much on it. But then it had to resort entirely through digital channels. So these are the key things that are basically impacting or disrupting the industry. The core areas of the business are getting impacted, right from claims and underwriting. When you depended on people for this deep domain knowledge, all of a sudden now you don't have those people available, or there is a strain on availability of people. Your core processes, core insurance business areas are getting impacted. Distribution channels, you have now so many distribution channels. Earlier you had relatively simpler or limited insurance channels. You had agents, you had direct sellers, or you had banks. But now mom and pop corner shop also offers you insurance products. When you are doing so many digital transactions, at every exit of the shopping cart, you are being offered, do you want to buy this insurance product? Your customer experience itself, the core of every business is customer experience. With COVID-19 and also with the digitalization, both the factors combined together, risk assessment being a core area, which was a well established process, and but today with the people's behavior, because of the social behavior and because of technology, for many reasons, this now has to become a very dynamic process of assessing the risk. Insurance industry has always been addressing the regulatory reporting. So when you see these, the impacts on your business, you also have to take into considerations what are the trends in the industry. When we are driving the business, to make really use of these trends is also a need of an hour. You have today individualization happening. That is a demand from your users, your buyers. Coupled with this individualization or powering this individualization are the gadgets. You have so many gadgets today available that capture data on a real-time basis. They tell you the health of a appliance, health of a car, or health of a person or whatnot. A positive impact if you make use of it. Then there are companies and there are algorithms available today through which you can actually do your claim settlement in a real quick time. Then there are ways you can actually create pay-per-use kind of insurance products. And then there are platforms which have come up which are creating a crowdsource insurance products. So these are the areas that are shaping digital transformation. Cloud, if you take that as a one big thing that has happened in last few years. Initially, though, especially the industry, those who were regulatory had to follow a lot of regulations. Those companies like insurance or banks stayed away from cloud. But today, it is a de facto standard, de facto platform, and then because it gives you a lot of benefits. We will see more details some other time, but it has become your way of deployment. It has become your way of carrying your infrastructure, technology infrastructure, and it is not only for the technology teams, for even businesses are taking care of it, taking benefits of it. Kubernetes is another technology that is driving the whole digital transformation, because through Kubernetes as a platform, you can roll out your microservices and your applications in a real quick time, and also you are able to carry them from platform to platform. If you are using native Kubernetes platform, then you can host it on your data center, or you can host it on cloud, or you can host it on multiple clouds with it in control in your hands. So that creates agility within your organization. When you are driving so many applications, when you are deploying them at a rapid pace, what you need is automation. And that is the key part that determines how well you can respond, or how fast you can respond to the changing nature of business, changing nature of technology. So automation is the center, is a cornerstone of your digital transformation strategy. Another area that gives you great insights is real-time analytics. As we saw today, there are so many gadgets available, so many places through which you are getting data, so many distribution channels you have. Your data is constantly coming into your systems. Do you have a system, a process where you can get all that data, put into your system, and create good insights from it? That's the key thing. Not having just data is not good enough, but creating a way of getting insights and in real time and responding to your customers, respond to your stakeholders, is the key thing to bring about this digital transformation. Then you have AI, which basically creates your productivity, a lot of it, which basically gives you a lot of insights proactively, not just reactively, but tells you what more you can do before something happens, before churn out happens, before somebody doesn't renew the policy, how you can address that well in time and things like that. Applying robotics in your appliances, in your branches and so many places has become very, very important. Attracting the customer, connecting with the customers. So those are chatbots and robots, and those kind of things are important. And then there is a new kid on the block in technology called blockchain. It's not that new, but it's relatively new, and it has become important part to create the trust, to establish a distributed computing model, and that is being leveraged for many purposes. When these are the things that are happening, or these are the areas that are shaping your digital transformation, you would ask, so why are we talking about open source? What is the relevance of open source? The key thing, if you notice, all of these platforms or technologies are actually driven by open source technologies. They are open source technologies. Right from blockchain, Kubernetes, cloud, all are powered by open source. They are open source technologies. So the key point is, when you are driving the digital transformation, you are 100% using open source technologies in a big way, definitely. And when you are driving this digital transformation through open source technologies, the next point is, don't look at it only as a technology. Use or make use of this open source to drive cultural change, to drive process change. For example, to create a collaborative environment, to create environment of innovation within your organization, or to create agility within your organization. Use open source and values of open source also, along with open source technologies, to address this digital transformation. So to conclude, if in the insurance industry, when you are driving these changes, when you want to leverage these key trends, you are bound to drive a digital transformation, and you are bound to use open source technologies. And that is where we come in picture. We'll talk about that, how we can help you in other video. Thank you, and we'll see you again.